Welcome to History Today. With me in the chair today is Professor F.J. Lewis, Emeritus Professor of History at All Souls College, Oxford, and we will be talking about British history between 1931 and 37, the austerity years, and principally the effect that rationing had on changes in government at that time. Professor Lewis, I wonder what you feel the nexus of cause and effect to be here.
You see that Eddie the Eagle Edwards?
Yes?
That's you, that is. That's your mum.
See that Peter Beardsley?
I'm aware of him.
That's your girlfriend, that is.
Oh, ha 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 ha. You see that old lady over there?
Yes.
You love her.
You don't?
Psst, boy, excuse me. He fancies you.
You see Thora Hird?
I'm aware of her work.
You fancy her?
Oh, you are her.
I'm not. I'm bloody not.
Ah, well.
How could you say that?
You are her. Everyone thinks you are. She's like your best friend.
Well, thank you, Professor Lewis. And
you're gay, you are.
just as a postscript to what we've been saying, Professor Lewis, I'd like to say...
I saw your mum coming out of the VD clinic.
I'd like to say that anyone with AIDS, that's you, that is, that's your girlfriend and your mum and your dad. You know, like a pair of pants with some cack in it. That's you, that is.
Well, I have come on this programme to be insulted. Good night.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Edinburgh Playhouse. For your information, the Edinburgh Playhouse was built between 1847 and 1851 and was designed by the Scottish architect Donald Davy Laing, whose portrait is in the foyer. The patron of the theatre was Edinburgh benefactor and Presbyterian philanthropist Rod Raveley of Leith, whose bust and that of his lady wife adorn either side of the proscenium arch. The statuettes constitute the last work of the great Italian sculptor Tintoretto and provide a fitting adornment to this, the largest theatre in Europe. We hope you enjoy tonight's performance, and we would remind patrons that the Playhouse is a no-smoking theatre.
All right. Stop taking the piss, all right? Well, hello, everyone. Sorry we were late. We got lost in a place called Nidri. That's a fucking happening place, isn't it? I was in New York this morning. I thought, fuck this, I'm going to Nidri. Hello, mate. What are you... Hello, look at that. That's good. Look at that. Comedy. Too much fucking smoke. Where have you been? We've come up... I can't believe it. We go up 2 hours late, and you still can't manage to make it on time. Where have you been?
Getting the important things in life sorted out.
Getting the important things in life sorted out? What, like your fashion sensibility? Wait a minute, you missed that. The man said, "This is from Crete." You had me going, I thought it was from Nidri.
The Greeks aren't silly boys.
I'm over here. Don't look over there. I'm over here. The Greeks are what? What are the Greeks?
Very fashionable boys. Or so they.
They are, aren't they? They are. You see them in the doner kebab shops, you go, I want to look like that. That's how I fucking want to look. I shouldn't really talk about fashion, should I? I mean, obviously not, but I do hate it when people don't know anything at all about clothes, you know, like that person there, for example, because I've done it again. But, like, at the Notting Hill Carnival last year, right, someone was stabbed, and the policeman in charge of the inquiry went on television and said, the person we are looking for was wearing what I might describe as an all-over running-type bodysuit. Well, you might describe it as that, mate, but no one else in the whole fucking world would. What do you think, you meant a shell suit, a tracksuit, a romper suit? And this bloke is in charge of the Notting Hill Carnival. He must be walking around thinking, oh, there's a lot of people here wearing what I might describe as tea-cosy-type wobbly headpieces. I've been beaten up by the police, I have. It's my one claim to street credibility. I'm beaten up by the police at the Stop the City March in 1982. And when you're being beaten up by, say, skinheads or whatever, you know, at least you can hope that at some point, you know, the police are going to turn up. But when you're being beaten up by the police, there's no point in thinking, oh, I hope some skinheads turn up. But I'm not allowed, because I said this on the show yesterday, because I don't drink. You know, and I said, as I said on the show yesterday, but I'll do it again for those of you who haven't got video recorders. You know, I don't drink because, like, when you drink whiskey and gin and spirits, you know, you're supposed to do this. And I've noticed I sometimes do that when I'm having a piss as well. There's a woman down here laughing at that. Well, you do that as well, do you? Like... Straight off the seat. And that's a big problem for me in a public toilet, because it's like, oh, sorry, mate. No, that'll come out, that's all right. Actually, I say that, but it isn't, right? Because I cannot urinate in a public toilet, all right? I can't, same story every time. I get in there, there's a row of empty urinals. I think, get my knob out quickly, quickly, quickly. And then always at the last minute, vroom, the burly man comes and stands right next to me, gets his knob out, and at that point, my bladder says, cheerio. And then it gets worse, because I start to think that he's thinking, hold on, that bloke's not pissing. He must have just come in here to look at my willy. Then there's normally a terrible moment when I try to force it out and fart. And then my only hope of a piss is to somehow make it to the cubicles. And to do this, I have to frame my features into a series of expressions which say, I came in here for a piss, but you know, I think I'd actually prefer a dump now. Sorry, I lost the track there. I was, when I was arrested by the police, I was sentenced to watching all of the last series of Grace and Favour. Because in fact, I've been writing to John Inman on a regular basis and suggesting he change his catchphrase from I'm free to I'm shit. Are you Mr. Humphreys? I'm shit. Because the BBC, they made a fundamental mistake with Grace and Favour, right? Which is to do with the history of language. And that is, 20 years ago, when Are You Being Served was first on TV, no one swore on TV. So 20 years ago, the word pussy just meant cat, with perhaps a tiny undercurrent of vagina, right? But now, everyone swears on TV, so now the word pussy just means vagina, with perhaps a tiny undercurrent of cat. Right? So now, when Mrs. Slocum goes, excuse me, Captain Peacock, but my pussy's got all wet, it doesn't sound like an innuendo, it just sounds extremely rude. I phoned up the BBC, I said, excuse me, but Molly Sugden's just come on my TV and announced that her gash is dripping. In future, I would prefer it if you would stick to more respectable viewing. Example, Spunky Birthday. Because you have to put up with such a high level of stupidity from people, you know? Like last year in Edinburgh, when I was at the festival, I was living with two blokes, one called Steve and one called Mitchell, who was American. And one day I said to Steve, do you know, I heard Mitchell talking to his girlfriend in America for an hour last night. And Steve said, oh, was he on the phone? I said, no, he was shouting. And like, in the theatre office here, they've got this poster, how to spot letter bombs, right? And some of it's sensible stuff you might not know, like, watch out for oily discolorations or badly written addresses. But then it says, watch out especially for protruding wires. Yes, and stickers marked bomb. The noise tick-tock. Be especially vigilant for any packages delivered by Wile E. Coyote. In a van marked Acme Bomb Company. I say the body is as beautiful or as ugly as you want to make it, but actually there are some parts of the body that do appall me. And I definitely mentioned this on the TV, but I get particularly appalled by the way that your pubic hair peeps out of your briefs in a sort of pant moustache. You know, you can wax it, if you like sort of... Have you met Salvador Dali? Bruce Grobbelaar. I noticed Claire Rayner has started doing an advert for pants with wings now. I reckon that's nothing to do with menstruation. I think that's just an underhand of covering up your pant moustache. Get it in the wing! Stuff it in the wing! Open out both wings! Oh no, now it looks like my pants have got mumps! Because why would you want pants with wings? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a pair of pants. And Claire Rayner's pants must have pterodactyl wings. Can't get off the ground, Claire! I remember doing that stuff on the tour, and this woman came up to me after the gig and said, excuse me, can I just have a quiet word? I don't think you should do material about people who are over 8, because, you know, there are those of us who can't help it. And I said, oh, God, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry, I just didn't think about those of you who can't help stuffing your fucking face! Those of you who can't help saying, yes, I will have that 17th piece of cake, yes. I have all this sort of garbage knocking around in my head all the time, which is why I'm a very severe insomniac. And insomnia is a really bad disease to have, you know, because at 4 o'clock in the morning, your brain will only allow you to dwell on 4 subjects: death, pain, cancer, and the possibility of having a 5th wank. Yeah. And that's a big problem for me because I have a black duvet cover. Well, it used to be black. Now it's a kind of chalky colour, really. Sort of Rubik's duvet. But I've noticed a black duvet cover, it always goes like that, you know, whatever the case. You know, I mean, you know, I can not wank for days on end. That's not true, is it? I'm in hypnotherapy at the moment for insomnia, and also for wanking. Stop it. You will stop wanking. Sorry, I've gone off again. And my hypnotherapist, she tries to cure my insomnia by suggesting to me that I am something which goes to sleep easily. She says, "You are your cat. You are your cat." So I scratched her and puked up all over the carpet. Because my cat, Zelda, that's what she does. Pukes up all the time, for a living, as far as I can make out. And you always know when she's going to do it, because she starts breakdancing. Sometimes I watch Michael Jackson, I think he's going to be sick in a minute. Talking about Michael Jackson, right? There is a rapper called Ice-T at the moment, right? And why is he named after iced tea? That's not a very streetwise thing to be named after. Don't get rappers called Paper Doily. Madeira Cake. While we're on the subject, if anyone is tempted to do this, right? Don't fucking do it. Right? Because you know what public statement you're making by doing that? I watch The Word. Do you think Ice-T goes to tea dances? Because I noticed there was a tea dance as we came into Edinburgh, right? I think, what the fuck is a tea dance anyway? Like, cup of tea, bit of a dance. Cup of tea, bit of a dance. I'll have a cup of tea and a bit of a dance. And presumably, if you can have tea dances, you can have tea raves as well. You know, you're going, oh, I've spilt it. I hate raves. Anyway, I hate fucking raves. You know, like, might as well dance around a fucking car alarm. Like, I remember on the last tour in Canterbury, I was just walking down the street, wasn't looking where I was going, and I just bumped into this old woman, right? Bumped into this old lady. And like they do, she just stood there for about 5 seconds like this. And then she fell over. And then, fuck me, if she didn't, you know, like they do, start to die. They can't do anything for you once you get old and fucked. Like my grandmother, right? But last time I went to see her, she had this hearing aid fitted. And last time I went to see her, the hearing aid started to feed back. And she just stands there smiling, going, hee. And next thing I knew, there was a fucking roadie standing next to her. Big fat bloke in a Nirvana t-shirt with his arse crack showing, going, 1, 2, 1, 2. I talk a lot about being a child because I have not grown up, will not grow up. I can't cope with all the talismans of adulthood that you have to deal with, like cheques, for example. Why do people write only on cheques? Pay £20 and 40 pence only. Like, if you don't write only and the cheque falls into the wrong hands, a bank is going to cash a cheque, is it, that says £20 and 40 pence? Oh, and another £2,000 as well, please. You have to put up with so much as a child. Like, I remember you always have to put up with the "we'll see how you like it" syndrome. Because I remember once, Dan Schaffer's dad was giving me a lift home from school, right? And the windows of his car were all misted up. So obviously I took the opportunity to write "bum" on the back window of his car. Obviously. And Mr. Schaffer turned to me and he said, "I'll come round to your house and write 'bum' all over your windows and we'll see how you like it." I thought, Mr. Schaffer, you're a 57-year-old chartered surveyor. I'd absolutely love it. I can see the headlines now. Pillar of the community writes "bum" all over neighbour's house. Friends and colleagues are mystified. "What on earth are you doing, Mr. Schaffer?" said Mrs. Baddiel as he went on to paint a large fart on their patio door. I can only imagine that one day in his car, the words "Mr. Schaffer is bent" was written by M. Khan. I don't want to talk about Neighbours much as I'd like to, as I talked about that too much on the TV show, but I do watch an awful lot of daytime TV. But I won't watch This Morning and Daytime Live and those sort of programmes, because they're just women's problem pages on TV, aren't they? You know, every day the same thing, some terrible eating disorder. Good morning. Today on This Morning we're looking at bulimia. And in particular the case of one tragic young victim, Zelda. But they're just women's problem pages, so it's really embarrassing when they're presented by a man, like Richard Madeley, right? Because you turn on This Morning and Richard Madeley is going, well, it's 11:30, it's tampons and how to insert them. Certainly a few tips I'll be looking out for there. Then at 11:45, it's breast self-examination. I think I'm just about all right. But first of all, our studio guest is Claire Rayner. Fuck me! Come down, Claire! But one day he'll crack, you know. One day his masculinity will just burst out. Because you'll turn on This Morning and Richard Madeley will be going, right, at 11:30 it's football, 11:45 it's birds, and at 12 o'clock I'm breaking into Gateway and fucking nicking a whole crate of Nuki Brown. A gay friend of mine once showed me some gay porn. It was this bloke draping his genitals across the handlebars of his bike. I thought, oh look, a rally chopper. But don't you know, desire's a terrible thing. It is. I mean, you may not know about this, but there was a case recently, the men have just come out of jail. It was a group of sadomasochists, and they were sent to prison for consenting sexual acts against each other, right, which is an absolute disgrace. And they did, however, do one or two things which are a bit strange. I mean, like, they used to nail each other's penises to boards of wood, which, you know, is obviously bad enough, but how do you get your trousers on afterwards, you know? Like, and it's sort of embarrassing having a hard-on, but you think, well, it's not a hard-on, it's a plank, you know? Sorry. And they used to sandpaper each other's testicles as well, right? A lot of men squirming and stuff, but the thing about sandpapering someone's testicles is, how do you know when you're finished? Yeah? Do people stand around going, oh, that's lovely job, get a spirit level on that, look at that, flush, that is flush. Well, I was in a long-term relationship for a long time, and thus I've only pretty recently started having an awful lot of casual sex, and really an awful lot. And I was having sex with this woman the other night, and she kept on saying, throughout the night, she kept on saying, tell me what you like, tell me what you like. But, you know, I told her, sausages. I remember I was having sex again, well, incredibly, soon after that. Amazing, really. And but this time, the woman turned out to be an epileptic, right? It's true, right? It was in Plymouth. And I shouldn't have put that on the video, oh, God. Anyway, can we scrub that? Definitely. The thing is that she didn't tell me she was an epileptic until afterwards, right? Which rather undercut the thought I had been having 20 minutes earlier before giving her a good orgasm. Anyway, thanks very much. I've been David Baddiel. See you soon. Good night. Good evening. Once again, I'm joined by Professor F.J. Lewis, Emeritus Professor of History at All Saints College, Oxford. I understand that some viewers felt that last week we rather skated over the topic of Great Britain 1931 to 38, the austerity years. I can only offer my apologies and pledge that Professor Lewis and myself shall make every endeavour to fully explore tonight's topic of discussion, the 1905 Sebastopol Uprising. Professor Lewis, do you feel, as many do, that Sebastopol was indeed the birthplace of the Russian Revolution?
See people who talk like this. That's you, that is. That's you talking your best.
I see. You see girls running like this. That's you, that is. That's how you run.
See your bike? It's a girl's bike.
I do not own a bicycle.
You do, and it's a girl's bike.
Well, I'd just like to...
It's for girls.
You see those workmen's tents in the road?
I have observed them.
That's your house. That's where you go on holiday.
See this? This is my drink. You can't have none. Yum, yum, tasty.
Oh, I've just remembered.
Sorry, I'm busy drinking my drink.
Your dad phoned me up the other day.
My father? What did he say? Speak la 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 la.
Professor Lewis, if we might return to the matter in hand.
Yes.
I have here a copy of your book, Origins of the Crimean War. Poo! Poo! It smells of poo.
That's because it's been inside your mum's bra.
Well, it would appear...
That's why it's so very smelly.
It would appear that the Sebastopol question is one that will continue to cause heated debate between historians. Professor Lewis, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You talking to me?
Hello, hello. Here we are, Edinburgh Playhouse, which is Boston. Backstage, we've got like all the pictures of all the great bands that have played this place: The Clash, The Smiths, and Queen. Is it just me, folks, or did you get fed up of Freddy Mercury fucking tributes? Come to me, my people. Lie number one, we were told it was a brave announcement Freddie Mercury made. Bravely, he stepped forward and told the world he had the killer virus AIDS. Bravely, he came out, bared his soul, told the world he had the killer disease. No! 24 hours before his bottom finally fell off, he appears on my TV screen weighing 2 stone and says, I've got something very important to announce. I'm thinking, blimey, I wonder what this is all about. And now that we talk of fake conditioned responses, as soon as Freddie's dead, Brian May puts out that single, what's it called? Everything I Do Is Driven By You? No, Brian, no. I think a more honest single for Brian May to put out on the occasion of Freddie Mercury's death would be called That's Me Fucked. £10 million they made from that Freddie Mercury Wembley gig. £10 million to tell us about AIDS awareness. Us. Not Freddie. You know, as if like a pamphlet from the government on AIDS awareness was going to make any difference to this fucking guy. You know, a month ago, Freddie gets the government AIDS leaflet through the letterbox. Oh my fucking Christ. Oh, God, no one told me about this. Oh, God, it says here, don't get blowjobs off Mark Almond. No one told me! Who did I fucking send Stitchy? Who did I fucking send Stitchy? Oh. Things we'd like to see happen. End of last year in London, we had our first drive-by shooting, which I think of as a particularly American phenomenon. This guy gets out of this car, goes up to the bouncer, says, remember me? shoots him in the genitals. And I felt sorry for the bouncer, because I can just see him there going, no, sorry, I can't place you. Oh, you're a friend of Jan and Margie's? Did you just go to that caravan site in Pevensey? Names yes, faces no with me, I'm sorry. But do come in, I was wrong to turn you away. You're clearly not a troublemaker. Do come in. We're always looking for new members, or at least I am. And just a tire squeal away from that stained pavement, my heart leapt up to see they'd knocked down a whole block right in the hardened heart of London. It was like an archaeological dig. I looked down at this live earth, this soil, and he saw how it could have been anything, but which had been held down for centuries by the city centre's one fixed idea, and saw how it could all have been so different from the hotel that used to be there. Its imposing exterior and demeaning interior, everyone cosseted in their little rooms. I want a hotel with a courtyard strewn with straw and chickens, and a woman with one of those wooden over-the-shoulder things with buckets on it going, aha, Master Newman, up from London town again. I hope you're going to give me some more of that fancy gonorrhea. I am being designed out, because I'm just grateful my neighbours still say hello to me in the morning, because, like, each night they must hear me going, no! Oh, God, Jesus Christ, no! You know, you turn on the gas ring and your match goes out. So I'm getting a bit tense there. When I get tense, I've got to do some painting to calm down. It's a little thing I have to do. Just start here. Oh, yeah. Let's just do some sort of flowers here, you know. Start with blue. You may notice I've gone over the edge slightly there, but that's all right. It's when you start panicking about those things, you know, it defeats the object. Let's do that there. You may be thinking now, Rob, you made a bit of a rock for your back here, because you've got to get in all those leaves, but not necessarily. Could do them blue if I want. I feel a lot more mellow now. My favourite painter myself is Magritte. And when he was 9, I've discovered the secret of comedy, obscure Belgian artists. When he was 9, Magritte's mother had drowned herself in the lake at the bottom of the house, and he saw her, this is a 9-year-old, he saw her being carried dead, naked, with just from the pool with just a sheet over her face, and what do you know, they seem to have made some sort of psychological impression on the wee nipper. Because in all these paintings, you see people they're all going really well, and he's got the landscape good and the body's good, and he gets to the face, he goes, just put a sheet on the head, just put a sheet on the head. There's a couple of people kissing, what they need, sheet on the head, I'll just put a sheet on the head. But I love him because he's a sort of a poet who works in paint. He seems to be a poet first and a paint second. Probably because he's from Belgium, and there's no point writing poems if you're from Belgium, because there's like 17 people there. You could tell them all individually what you're feeling, which has the added advantage of being able to use hand gestures. It's sort of like, he was like that, you know, and refer to obscure things like, it was like when Emile fell off his skateboard, and it was like that. You remember that? Remember that? But the other reason I love him, he was a brilliant, for a passionate man, he was also like a brilliant technician. And it's a true thing that he forged Botticelli's and Leonardo da Vinci's. And for 5 years, it's absolutely true, the Mona Lisa that hung in the Louvre was his forgery, and people were still fooled by it. It caused them all the same emotions, it was that good. They looked at it and had all the same questions. Is she smiling? Isn't she smiling? Who knows? She's got a pillowcase on her fucking head. Let it go, Magritte, let it go! As those of you who watched the telly yesterday will know, but this is I mention it because it is still germane, is that when Rachel chucked me, my one ambition, thank you for your sympathy, thank you. I shall soldier on. My one ambition, tunnel vision, shrunken worldview was that the next time she sees me, I'll be with this new and brilliant girlfriend. I would ace her out completely and make her realise just how wrong she was. I was so crap. My only fantasies were that I'll be coming out of some club with this new and brilliant girlfriend going, "Hey, not so fast, you hot Swedish fox. Don't forget you've got to be up early to present that breakfast time TV weather forecast that you do." Oh, hello, Rachel. Or, "Hey, just steady on, girl. Keep your hands to yourself. Climbing, just because you've just won 2 Oscars for Best Actress doesn't mean to say I'm anybody." Oh, hello, Rachel. Hissing, fizzing, shouting and cursing, I walked the streets and graffiti seemed to suit my mood. Saw some Islamic fundamentalist graffiti that made me question whether or not they'd read the book. Because someone had written in very bold letters, "Kill Rusty." R-U-S-T-Y. And I figured somewhere hiding down a back alley there's a King Charles Spaniel going, "I don't want to die! Get the dog collar off me, I don't want to die!" I don't want to die. The one time we was, sometimes, the one time we was late on the tour was, remember when the IRA put that bomb on the M1, and this was misreported because they said 1,000 motorists were prevented from travelling on the M1 because the IRA placed a bomb there. Not strictly true. We was prevented from travelling on the M1 because they sealed it off and wouldn't let us. Now, I think by all means they should certainly tell us whether or not the IRA have planted a bomb on the M1. But after that, I think they should leave it up to our individual discretion whether or not we've got the bottle, right, to still travel on the M1. Because I would, right, with the windows wound down at 5 miles an hour going, "Come on, you bomb." Oh, well would. The only person who really interests me in the whole political field now is Brian Walden, because he's the fucking hippiest man on the face of the earth. He's so cool, because he thinks you can be as rude as you like to someone simply by saying, "This is not necessarily my opinion." You see him do that? Like, John Major. Some people, John Major, might say this to you. Now, this is not necessarily my opinion. But some people may come up to you and say, "You specky twat." Not necessarily my opinion, but some people might get you on there and say, "Where's my mortgage?" Not necessarily my opinion. I try not to do too much political stuff because I think I don't like doing comedy about media because it just becomes a sort of circular process. I think comedy should be written from one's own life. A problem I have is that I don't have a life, but if I did have, that would be how I wrote. That would... Oh, dear. I think these things upset me too much. I think I've just got a skin too few. I just lack a skin or two, and that's why, you know, I get poleaxed by the everyday. Things get to me too much. It has its flip side, lacking a skin. Like, if I ever go into somewhere completely inane, like a little chef, I just think I'm in heaven. It's like, "Oh, this is brilliant here. Oh. Little chef welcomes you." You brought me a bit of fried egg and toast. I can't accept that. You've done all that for me. You're too kind. You've done... Oh, and a little bit of mustard and piccalilli. Oh, did you guys know about this? Oh. During my summer vacuum, I got a job in a mental home as a funny farmhand, making Christmas cards with the mentally ill and playing Simple Simon with the educationally subnormal. And my favourite kid there was called Donna. I say kid, she was about 20. And not only did Donna have Down syndrome and mental retardation, she was also a world-beating schizophrenic. But she was my favourite because she was that classic type of youth anti-hero, you know, on the one hand, the out-of-control troublemaker, and on the other hand, the one that would come up with the startling poem or whatever. And I was flattered by the fact that I was the only person who could get through to her when she was throwing a wobbler, except this one hot, overlit afternoon. I mean, walking past this pub and all the drinkers are sitting out in the heat, and Donna just, like, stopped in the road, just like that, and I was going, "Come on, Donna, you can't just stand here all day. Come on, it's a lovely bit of pavement and everything. Come on, Donna, let's go home. Come on, Donna, let's go home." And then I noticed all the drinkers are staring at us, and I thought, oh, fuck. They think I'm trying to shag her. So I got really paranoid, going, Donna, you're just being stupid, Donna, come, let's go, Donna, you're just being stupid, Donna, come, let's go. And then I thought, fuck. I'm taking it on her because they're repressing me. They're the problem, they can't hack seeing a card-carrying MenCap member with someone only less officially mentally handicapped. So I turned to them, these drinkers, these starers, fixed them a look, and made the only noble speech of my entire life. Yeah, so what if she's my girlfriend? Yeah, so what? Donna is a better person than any of you, and I'm not ashamed to say that. And as a matter of fact, she's my girlfriend. And I'm not ashamed to say that because I love her, and she loves me. In fact, she's my fiancée. We're engaged, we're married, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm very proud of the fact, because I love her, and she loves... Come on, Donna, let's go. Hello, Rachel. From then on, everything looks different, right down to the pigeons across the street. They say birds and beasts have natural peace of mind, but it suddenly occurs to you, what if their natural given state is constant torment too? The way pigeons hesitate before getting out of the way of fast oncoming cars. Like, do I want to live? No, fuck it, all right, I'm still alive. Hooray, I'm still alive, hooray, hooray. Mice have a 150/60 heart rate. That's got to feel like a lifelong panic attack. Oh, God, I fancy that cheese with heat. I'm going to have nightmares. Oh, no, here comes Neil Tennant. Oh, God, I hope he doesn't take me up and stick me up inside his arse. The self-conscious giraffe puts her head in the trees, and when you see a hippo in his now cold bath of scum and slime going, ah, you know he's turned on the gas ring and his match has gone out. Why shouldn't their natural state be constant torment since they're just mammals too? This is a bit of a lark descending.
Shoulders, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle and here's my spout. Here's my spout.
Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thoughts. Our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. In Sao Paulo, people go for the rubbish, for everything they need, food, heat and shelter, all from the rubbish. I don't know how the fuck that works, you know. If I had a couple of old tampons and think, oh, great, rose-hip tea bags. Get that foot away! Get that foot away from me! It's like the QE2 has got a 1 mile fridge full of food in it. We only ever sell them flour. And I can't take, you know, oh, you want to help. You want to help because they show you that picture of the kid in the desert with the flies on his face and it cuts you up so bad, and you want to help, but then they show you the picture again and again and again until humanly you just got no more milk of human kindness left to give. You've got no more human sympathy left, and they show you the picture again, and so you just go, oh, fuck off. Wipe those flies off your face, you lazy cunt. Get off. Sorry, I'm getting a bit tense. Put a bit of red on now. Just do the strawberries now. You may notice it's a little bit dark, probably because there's some blue on the brush area. But, you know, if you sort of spend a lot of effort trying to get the right shade of red, you know, that'll make you as tense as you were before you started. Just get that in there. Just sort of go in there. And, you know, I've chosen red here, but I could have chosen yellow. Got a whole series of colours here. Any of those. Green, mauve, orange. Yeah. That's not to mention the white and the black and that. That's still not all my colours. Just do the old, whatever. You know, I don't have to do all the strawberries, I just do these ones. It's enough to make anyone tense. All the, I maybe don't have the belief in rehabilitation that I should. My friend Woody from Liverpool puts me to shame here because he works at Risley Remand Centre and at Walton Jail as a maths teacher for Category A prisoners. What he's essentially doing is he's teaching algebra to psychopaths. I don't know how the fuck that works, you know. If it takes one man 8 hours to chop up an old lady, how long does it take the same man to fuck a rabbit? I don't know how that works. I think in all this talk of, like, you know, rehabilitation, Judy Birch was right, I think, when she said the forgive and forget dictum usually means forgive the criminal, forget the victim. But, however, I would make an exception. My friend with Stephanie Slater is a very different case altogether. Because remember, the police were made up with her at first. They were going, Stephanie, it's great. It's Steph, great what you've done. He's taken the police artist ages, but you've done a very detailed description of the man you think kidnapped you. It's very good. He's got glasses on. Very good, very good. We think perhaps the glasses may have been a disguise. So never mind, Stephanie, it's taken the police artist a long time, but never mind. We've got a very good description of the same man without the glasses. So we've got one with the glasses, one without the glasses. You think perhaps he drove a red Metro? Good, red Metro. Good red Metro, possibly glasses, possibly not glasses. He only had one fucking leg. Stephanie. How do you miss that? She was an estate agent, that's how they met. It was like, hello, I've come to view the property. Certainly, this way, follow me. OK. I think the police are on the phone to her right now saying, hello, Stephanie, you say you were driven blindfold in possibly a red Metro, possibly not. Tell me, did he ever change gear? Cast your mind back, Stephanie, and see if you can recall being driven at high speed, listening to this sound. And she was hero for a day, but it's kind of embarrassing, isn't it, being kidnapped by a one-legged man? Escape is futile. Good night.
Welcome once again to History Today. I'm afraid that tonight the axe is hanging over our programme. We have been warned that unless we properly explore tonight's topic of discussion, the Industrial Revolution, my and Professor F.J. Lewis's tenure on the television will be terminated forthwith. So, Professor Lewis, what do you feel were the primary problems faced by urban society during the period 1702 to 56?
Well, the Industrial Revolution caused a shift to urban conurbations by what had been largely agrarian population and communities and so forth. This led to very poor living conditions, and in his journal, Samuel Pepys gives a particularly harrowing account of one man whom he describes thus. He had scurvy and rickets, and was covered from head to foot in festering sores. All in all, he was quite the most ghastly apparition of a man I had ever seen.
I see. And who exactly was this poor unfortunate?
That's you, then. That's It's the nicest thing he could find to say about it.
I see. See that M. Khan?
I have certainly heard of the fellow.
He's your best mate here. He's like your special friend. You are him. Professor F.J. M. Khan is bent.
Oh, aha. You see a piece of old crust with, like, blue mold all over it?
Oh, that's got a bit wet in the corner.
Yes, that's right. And very stale and hard.
Has it been on the floor?
Yes, it has been on the floor. And smells very bad because it's off.
Yes.
That's your dinner, that is. That's what you have at Christmas. That's your special birthday meal.
See this? That's you, that is.
Sorry, I didn't see you do anything then. What you did was this. See this? That's you, that is. Oh, are you pulling a funny face now? Oh, that's horrible. Oh, stop it now.
You know that song? That's your favourite, that is. That's your favourite #1 song of all time. Oh, you've had a haircut. Haircut.
See that Theo Kojak? That's you, that is.
See that bit of flob?
Yes.
That's you, that is.
No, that's your swimming pool. In your garden. Oh, look, there's your mum.
Well, I think no one can be in any doubt that we have had tonight a most rich and enlightening debate. Professor Lewis, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Who would want to say, oh, what an absolutely fantastic flower bed that is? But it would always come out as, oh, what an absolutely fantastic flower bed that is. Ray was literally afflicted with a sarcastic tone of voice.
Oh, what a great round of applause that was. Thanks. It does my heart good to see your happy, smiling faces. Yeah. I thought that David Baddiel was really funny. Oh, ha, ha, ha.
It was at this point that I was still getting over the terrible incident when I punched Ray. This is the most unprofessional thing I've ever done, apart from the time that I shagged that retard. Nonetheless, we continue to work hard on our sarcastic things said genuinely sessions.
I don't know how anyone could doubt Jason Donovan's sexuality. What a shame that Benny Hill is dead.
Yes, that's very good, Ray, but I don't think that one will be quite topical when the video comes out.
What a shame that Norman Wisdom is dead.
At this point, I discovered that the syndrome had invaded Ray's subconscious to such an extent that he even, incredibly, slept sarcastically.
Z, 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 Z.
I was working on the premise that a lot of Ray's problems were to do with the absence of his father since infancy. And then I discovered that, incredibly, his father had been checked into the terminal ward here at Bart's. Despite everything, despite the fact that he was near death, I decided that it could only be of value to Ray to meet his father. Strangely, Ray's father looked a lot like me, except with my beard on the top of his head. Ray, remember, you are what you are. And when people realise that, they forget the surface details and they see the real you.
Oh, what great words of wisdom. You didn't get those out of a Christmas cracker, did you? Oh, I wish I'd known you longer.
Well, fuck you then.
Oh, boo-hoo-hoo! Oh, wow! Boo-hoo-hoo! My daddy's dead. Oh, no, what a personal disaster.
That was David Baddiel and Rob Newman. Later on, Roy Castle will be dropping in to show us a selection of his favourite wigs. But first of all, with the time coming up to 12 o'clock, with all your gardening tips and something for all the family. It's time for Daytime Good Morning Daytime.
Hello, and today's Daytime Good Morning Daytime comes here from the Edinburgh Playhouse as part of our People and Places series, which takes us up and down the highways and byways of England, Scotland and Wales, where we meet the local colour and some of the wonderful buildings we have here. And with me as ever on this voyage of exploration is Colin Ditchmore. Hello, Colin.
Thank you, Ivan. Well, as I think we all know, it's a bit nippy out. But despite that, you've all braved the inclement weather to come down to this marvellous old theatre, the Edinburgh Playhouse, which we're just going to go on a small tour of. As you can see, everything is essentially right about this theatre. It's a beautiful example of late Regency work. Oh, there's a slight tear in the lino just there, but everything else about it is...
Oh, is there? Oh, no! It's all spoiled! Oh, they've ruined it! It's all going to be a bit tricky now! They're tricky! They spoil the lino! Spoil the lino! It's all a bit tricky! So red! I don't care! I don't care about this lovely building! I don't care about it!
Well, I'm very glad that you brought up the bust of Lord Raveley there, Ivan. It is a wonderful example of Tintoretto's later work.
Don't worry, Lord Raveley, oh, you won't live to see it like this! No, don't you lovely now! You want to live with a lino broken! It's all spoiled!
It's a wonderful example of... No, Ivan, look! The lino, it's all right now.
Is it?
Yes. Look, all it needed was a bit of gaffer tape there, and yes, that's nice now. Yes, overall, I think the theatre's restored entirely to the pristine shape it was originally in.
Yes! It's okay!
Fucking psycho. Good evening and welcome to History Today. Now, as those of you who have been watching our broadcasts may be aware, there are those who feel that myself and Professor F.J. Lewis have in some sense failed to cover the historical topics of our brief. I can only apologize and pledge that tonight's topic, German domestic policy, shall be treated with a fine intellectual rigor. So, Professor Lewis, I wonder what you feel the nexus of cause and effect to be here.
See that Jeff Capes?
Yes, I'm aware of the athlete.
That's your mum, that is. That's your mum trying her best to look extra feminine.
I see. See Nidri?
I am aware of the settlement.
That's your football team, that is. That's who you support. Come on, you Nidri. That's you, that is.
Oh, ha. You see an old roller skate that's been left in the rain and is covered in rust and has got some dog plop on it.
Yes, I have seen such an item.
That's your car, that is. That's your car on a Saturday afternoon, after you spent the whole day polishing it up.
You see a shriveled mushroom, a small shriveled mushroom, such as you might find in the back of the fridge.
Yes?
That's your willy, that is. That's your big stiffy. Come on, girls, get your laughing gear round this. That's what you say.
See your mum.
My mother, yes.
She does it for money.
Your mum does it for free.
Your mum does it with you. For money. She gives you your pocket money and you give it right back. You're going to cry.
No, you're going to cry.
No, you want to cry really badly.
That's you, that is. But, Professor Lewis, if we could return to the topic in hand. Professor A.J.P. Taylor.
Your boyfriend, you mean?
In his book, Origins of the Crimean War, he says...
He says to you, oh...
See that John Inman?
I am aware of his work.
You've lost a fight to him. He beats you up every day. But if we could return to the topic in hand of German domestic policy, Professor F.J. Lewis.
Yes. People forget that as late as the 19th century,
Yes.
The German domestic navy
Yes.
was still essentially a sail-powered fleet.
Sail-powered.
Essentially.
Yes.
And up until the time of Bismarck.
Yes.
Not until then did it become a fully mechanized navy.
Yes.
In the modern sense of the word.
Yes.
And you see those sailing ships with those huge white sails on them.
Huge white sails.
Yes, billowing, vast main topsail.
Yes, I have seen such sails.
Those are your mum's pants.
Do they have wings on them? Well, I don't think anyone can be in any doubt that tonight myself and Professor F.J. Lewis have had a most valid and enlightening debate. Professor F.J. Lewis, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you. Good night.